Hi everyone, it's Phil from Maintain Moto. Today we're going to take a look at how to register your vehicles on Maintain Moto. It's really pretty simple. I'm going to show you multiple ways to get it done. So let's assume that you've signed up for Maintain Moto. You've completed your profile with your email address and your notification frequency preferences. Excuse me. I'm going to hit register vehicles, and there's a few ways I can do this. I can just take a picture or upload a picture. In this case, I've taken pictures of some cars that I would like to own. Let's go for this Ferrari, and it will identify that vehicle. Now, there's some shortcomings, of course, in doing that. Is it knows it's a Ferrari, knows the model, but it doesn't know the year because that model's been around for several years. You're going to have to pick the model number. The odometer reading, then you could enter that manually. So you choose, if you so choose, then the VIN number you'd have to enter manually, and so on and so forth. So it's possible to do it that way, but let's not do it that way. Let's try something else. Let's go pretend we're setting up a new motorcycle. There's a few things I can do. I can scan the VIN of the bike, which is handy because you do need the VIN. By scanning the VIN, you'll also get the model number and the make and the year. So very handy to scan a VIN. But where you get most of your information from is from your registration document. So let's show what you can do when I just upload a registration document. Got a picture here of one of my motorcycle registrations. Now, if you're using the phone app, you can just snap a picture with the phone app. It'll do the same thing. Provided you get a good photo of it, of course. So this knows right away that the year and the make. In my state, they don't pull in the model on your registration, so you have to complete that yourself. But it does pull in the VIN, and it does pull in the license plate number in the state. So all this stuff is done for you, which is fantastic. The other thing that we need to put in here is the odometer. So you can either type that in, or let's assume that you've already taken a picture of your odometer instead of typing it in. Let's get a picture of that motorcycle's odometer, which is here. Which is where, Phil? There it is. Okay, so it's going to read the odometer, and this process for reading the odometer, you can do this at any time. So you'll get notifications throughout your vehicle's life requesting that you update the odometer, and you get those as often as you would like to receive them. And so when then you get that notification, you just click on it, go take a picture of your odometer. Now, I can tell you from experience that motorcycles are great for taking pictures of the odometer. Sometimes cars, it's really actually kind of hard to get at a good picture of the odometer, but certainly with bikes, it's right up front and clear. Okay, so I've got everything I need about this bike. So what I'm going to do now is this is the most important part of all of this process. Mark all maintenance records current, because what that's going to do is going to say, okay, if you've got 41,659 miles on this bike, what's the next maintenance that is done, that needs doing? And what has been done is everything up to and including 41,000 miles. So it's going to assume that everything is clean. So let's go open that record that I just created. And so here it is, my BMW. I can attach a picture now if I so choose. I can also add my dealer. I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, so here's the tasks. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. As I said, going forward from 41,000 miles, my next service looks like engine oil, air filter, a few other things that need doing at 48,000. Now, what it's done, remember we checked that box saying all services up to date. So let's go take a look at the service history. So what it's done is it has assumed that everything that needed to be done has been done. And you can go in at any point and update this. But what it's done is said, okay, today's date, 5/14/2026, at 41,659 miles, that's when everything was done. So it makes that assumption. Now, what you do if you want to complete this properly is when you have time, you'll go in here and you'll edit this and you'll say, yes, that was my running in check. I've got a picture of my invoice, or I've got my invoice in front of me and I'll use my phone to do this. Take a picture of that invoice. Now, what's going to happen, you'll see in a minute, it's going to pull in as many fields as it can. Now, invoices vary tremendously from dealership to dealership. Even dealers over time change their invoice format. So you'll see that this got most everything. It got the date, it got the mileage, it did not get the cost, and it usually does, but this invoice, it just couldn't for whatever reason. So let's say it was $495, 495.59 or whatever it was. But it's got the dealership in there. It's got the description of what they did. In this case, they did that right in. They also installed some crash bars, and I've got a picture now of my invoice. So I save that. Okay, now that drops to the bottom of the records because the mileage is sorted from the top on down. So the most current on down. So this is the very first thing. So it's at the bottom. And it's available to me. And then you'll see what it's done too. It's updated my maintenance cost to date, $496. So you go through here and complete all of these maintenance records and attach your invoices to them, taking a picture with your phone. You can also go in and say, yes, but I also have a repair that was done. I do exactly the same thing and create a new repair record, or maybe I want to track my tires, or maybe I bought some aftermarket goods. It's all exactly the same process as the scheduled service history process. So I update, create a record, and I take a picture of my invoice, and it goes on to update the maintenance for me and update my costs. The other thing I can do is add a dealer. This is always handy when I'm setting up my bike to get, I just type in part of the name and there's my dealer. It will pull in as much information about that dealer as it possibly can from their website. And I'll add that dealer. Good. Now I'm basically set. That's one bike all ready to go. And I can do that for as many bikes as I have, or as many vehicles that I have on my property that I own. And that's really that simple to do it. Now, we talked about maybe some other methods here, and I'll show you again. What if I just had a VIN? Well, the VIN, to be honest, on some motorcycles is very difficult to see. And I'll give you an example here. This one here is a VIN stamp on this BMW. And does it work? Yeah, it works. It's hard to see it, and it's hard to get a good, clean picture of it. But for the most part, it works. But you'll see it caused an error here, and I brought in the final digit as an X when it's actually a 1. So you have to create that and fix that. So that's one thing I could do. But if I actually did this with a vehicle